In recent years, Iran has been at the center of rising tensions in the Middle East, facing repeated threats from Israel and the United States. But a dramatic shift is underway. With the confirmed delivery of the Russian S-400 air defense system to Iran and increasing signals that China and Russia may deliver even more advanced systems, the Islamic Republic is rapidly building a defensive shield that could change the strategic equation in the entire region. Is Iran becoming invulnerable to airstrikes? Could this be the beginning of a new military balance? Iran's evolving air defense doctrine. Historically, Iran's air defense capabilities were limited and outdated. Following the 1979 revolution and subsequent sanctions, Tehran was forced to rely on aging American systems from the Shah's era, such as the Hawk missile batteries. Over time, Iran invested heavily in developing its indigenous systems, like the Bavar 373, Khordad 15, and Rod series. However, despite some domestic advancements, Iran has long sought access to more capable foreign systems to ensure strategic deterrence. The breakthrough came when Iran reportedly received Russia's S-400 system in 2016 after years of negotiations, but that was just the beginning. Confirmed, the S-400 arrives in Iran. According to multiple intelligence sources and satellite imagery, Iran has now acquired the Russian S-400 Triumph system, one of the most advanced and battle-proven long-range air defense systems in the world. With the capability to track and destroy stealth aircraft, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles at ranges up to 400 kilometers and altitudes up to 30 kilometers, the S-400 has transformed Iran's defensive posture. Iranian military officials have hinted at the deployment of the system in strategic locations, including near nuclear facilities like Natanz and Fordo, as well as major population centers like Tehran and Isfahan. This makes any potential airstrike by Israel or the US significantly more difficult, risky, and potentially costly. China's role, the silent partner. While most eyes are on Russia, China's military relationship with Iran has deepened in recent years. Under a 25-year strategic partnership agreement signed in 2021, Beijing has committed to long-term military cooperation with Tehran. This includes joint exercises, intelligence sharing, and potentially arms transfers. Among the Chinese systems reportedly under discussion is the HQ-22, or FK-3, an advanced medium to long-range surface-to-air missile system, often compared to the Russian S-300. Capable of engaging multiple targets, including low-flying aircraft and cruise missiles, the HQ-22 would complement Iran's existing systems and add redundancy to its layered defense network. Additionally, China could offer Iran electronic warfare equipment, radar systems, and cyber defense technologies, further boosting Iran's ability to repel modern air and missile attacks. Why Russia and China are arming Iran now? There are several reasons why Moscow and Beijing might be more willing than ever to equip Iran with advanced air defense systems. Geopolitical realignment. The global balance of power is shifting. As the West increases pressure on Russia and China, both countries are reinforcing alliances with nations opposed to U.S. hegemony, Iran being a central player. Mutual strategic interests. Iran offers a strategic location near U.S. military bases in the Gulf, close proximity to Israel, and influence over major shipping routes. Strengthening Iran militarily enhances the leverage of Russia and China in broader regional and global affairs. Economic incentives. Iran is willing to pay in gold, oil, or even through barter deals, circumventing Western sanctions. For Russia, whose economy has been hit by sanctions over the Ukraine war, arms sales to Iran represents a lucrative opportunity. Testing ground. Iran provides a real-world theater where advanced Russian and Chinese air defense systems can be tested in operational conditions, possibly even against Israeli or U.S. technologies. Implications for Israel and the United States. The delivery of the S-400 and potential addition of Chinese systems dramatically alters the strategic calculus for both Israel and the United States. 1. Limits on preemptive strikes. Israel has long warned that it would not allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons and has carried out numerous covert operations, including airstrikes in Syria and sabotage inside Iran. However, the presence of the S-400 around Iranian nuclear sites complicates any potential air raid. Even stealth aircraft like the F-35 would face serious risks in a contested airspace protected by the S-400. 2. U.S. force projection challenges. For the U.S., which maintains significant military assets in the Gulf, the fortified Iranian airspace raises the cost and complexity of any direct military intervention. Cruise missile strikes, drone attacks, or air incursions would now have to overcome sophisticated, multi-layered air defense zones. 3. Regional arms race. Iran's acquisition of cutting-edge air defense systems may trigger a regional arms race. Countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and even Turkey may seek to acquire more advanced offensive or defensive capabilities. This could lead to further instability in an already volatile region. Iran's air defense network, now a multi-layered fortress. Today, Iran's air defense is no longer based on a single type of system or a few outdated platforms. It is increasingly multi-layered, integrated, and digitally networked. The inclusion of the S-400 adds a formidable long-range shield. Domestic systems like the Khordad 15 and Bavar 373 cover medium to long-range threats, while short-range systems like the Tor M1 and the Zulfiqar handle closer targets. Together, they form a dense protective bubble over critical sites, nuclear facilities, military bases, government centers, and even economic infrastructure. The message to Israel and Washington: don't even try. The delivery of advanced air defense systems is more than just a military upgrade. It's a message. Iran is signaling to its adversaries that any attempt at a preemptive strike will be met with significant resistance and potentially heavy losses. The deterrence effect is real, and it's growing. This newfound defensive umbrella gives Iran not only the confidence to pursue its regional and nuclear ambitions, but also serves as a psychological barrier against adversaries. Conclusion: a game-changer in the Middle East. Iran's acquisition of the S-400 system from Russia and potential future deliveries from China marks a strategic turning point in Middle Eastern military dynamics. Once vulnerable to airstrikes, Iran is now rapidly approaching the status of a fortress state, shielded by some of the world's most advanced air defense technologies. For Israel and the United States, the window of opportunity for military options is narrowing. For Iran, the horizon is opening, emboldened by new allies, stronger defenses, and a growing sense of strategic invulnerability. Whether this leads to greater stability or escalates tensions remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the skies over Iran are no longer undefended.